Cars Garage, and day 6, already halfway done the series now of the 12 Cars of Christmas. It's been a lot of fun so far, so we actually have many more exciting cars to come, and today, it is a main character. It's definitely not a forlorn car, but it's actually one that, believe it or not, hasn't had a release in quite a while, and I wanted to get this review out before he might be released next year in 2023. I mean, I'm pretty sure he will be, but it may not be the exact same variant, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways, today, we have once again another present, and it's a pretty cool one. I think you may be able to tell what car we're about to review from the background of this video, which is changed up quite a bit. I won't spoil it though. Let's open them up right now and see who we get. Well, here you have it, guys. Of course, today's car is obviously Finn McMissile, British intelligence. But, of course, the main character of Cars 2, I know he's not forlorn. I know that was kind of the point of the series in a way. Also not really at the same time. It was more just a Christmassy series. But this guy is actually more forlorn than you may think he is. Because he hasn't received a release, I don't know, I don't think since 2016. And then, that wasn't much of a release. His main release was in 2011, which is 12 years ago, or 11 years ago now, but getting close on 12. Yeah, any month now it'll be 12. But anyways, of course, when Cars 2 was first released, of course, Finn McMissile in his regular form, he has had many other forms over the years, but I don't think he's been released as a single, at least, in his regular form, just a regular Finn McMissile, since 2016, and that's pretty bad for a main character. But I don't think he's really gained any value either, because of course, when Cars 2 came out in 2011, he was absolutely everywhere. I remember every store had 50 of him as a single, and then also in 2-packs, and then also in multi-packs. He's absolutely everywhere. It was insane. But I even remember at the Dollarama here in Canada, I used to find so many of them, like hundreds of them on the pegs. I'm not joking, actually hundreds, because, I mean, obviously Mattel had to make a lot of them. He's a brand new character when he was first released, and, I mean, he did sell well. Obviously, a lot of kids wanted him, including me, but, you know, I guess too many is too many, and that's just kind of what happened with him, and I guess Mattel never wanted to make that mistake again, so I guess that's why they just decided never to really release him much again. He was released, like I said, in 2016, but I don't think that one was very common, although I'm not too sure on that. But of course, my dog in the background. Anyways, but that release, was in the Paris Parts Market series, I believe. It's kind of a weird one to put Finn in, because, I mean, he's not really a parts vendor in Paris, but of course, I guess he did appear there in the movie. But, obviously, today's car is coming in from, L.H. Chang, who wanted me to review him. He also wanted me to review Carla Veloso, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to do Carla, because my one version that I have is in pretty bad shape, so I don't really want to draw attention to it. Hopefully, she's released in 2023, though, and if she is, I'll definitely review her then. My dog just yawned. So silly. But anyways, you also may be wondering why I don't have a car in the background today, because I like to change the background up for each day of the 12 Cars of Christmas. But you'd actually be wrong, because there is a car in the background, and I won't say who it is. If you can see it, you can see it. And you know who it is, if you can. But anyways, let's continue this review. We haven't really started it yet. We've been busy talking about other things. But anyways, Finn McMissile, obviously, is a British secret agent, British spy, introduced and only ever really in one movie, Cars 2, which is pretty hated upon. Not a lot of people like Cars 2, unfortunately. There's a lot of reasons not to, but I feel like there's more reasons to like it than there is not to. I just think it's a really fun film, and Finn McMissile is the highlight of the movie. Whether you like the spy stuff or not, you can't ignore he's a cool character. And he's fun. He's such a fun character, too. I mean, what a cool diecast model. Obviously, he's based off of James Bond. I don't know too much about that, but of course, I think it's an action movie of some sort. So yeah, like I was saying, his character is based off of James Bond, off of those movies, but his car model is actually based off of an Aston Martin. Now, I always thought that he actually was an Aston Martin, a 1965 Aston Martin, DB, something, I don't know. But, I guess he's really not. He's technically a 1965, it's called a faultless GT. I don't know how, I've never known that. I always thought he was an Aston Martin, but I guess he's just based off of one. But he resembles one almost to a T. Like, he very much looks like one. But anyways, there is like a real life car, the Aston Martin, and it looks like him exactly. They're still made to this day too. But of course his hometown is in London, England. And yeah, that's where he works as a secret agent. Now, I never understood, like, if you're a secret agent, where do you actually work? Like, who do you work for? Now, in the video game, for Cars 2, we learn that Finn and Holly kind of, I guess, work for Chrome, which stands for something. I forget what it stands for. But I don't know if that's canon to the movies or not. It's never really said where Finn works for, because, of course, he's a secret agent. We don't really find out that information. But anyways, his license plate reads 314 FMCM. I think one of the most famous license plates in any car ever, at least for me. I always know when I see Finn McMissile's license plate. But of course that represents, I think, 314, March 14th, and then FM, well, I guess like the F, and then the M, I guess, Finn McMissile, and then CM is like Michael Caine, I guess. And that's obviously Michael Caine is who voices Finn. I'm assuming he's famous in the UK, but I don't know, I've never really heard of him other than Cars 2. But yeah, Finn is just fully equipped with all kinds of weapons, which is definitely something that we wouldn't have seen in Cars 1. Like right here, of course, that's supposed to be, that comes out, it turns into like I guess a machine gun, I don't know. And then of course he has little explosives in his wheel wells and his tires, in his rims. There's a bunch of things on the bottom, but we don't really see it on the diecast. But yeah, pretty much every inch of Finn's model of his body is just equipped with some kind of weapon, and some of them actually help save his life in Cars 2. Especially in the beginning of the movie, where he uses the little ones on the little, I guess, explosives inside of his rims. He uses those a couple times in the movie. In the beginning, when he's going up the oil ramp, he like shoots one onto the oil barrels. As they roll down, they, I guess, kill all the lemons, which is a little graphic, Finn, but I guess he would have probably not made it out of there alive if not. And then of course he uses it again. He puts all of his explosives to get because the big Troy combat ship has a magnet on him, so I guess they will get attached to there, and that's how he blows up. Finn saves himself again. And yeah, he even has a glass cutter from the airport scene. He uses it to cut the glass to escape there. I don't know. He has more hidden missiles than anyone, and any other car in the movie, that's for sure. But of course, all of his other secret agents have some cool ones too. Of course, Holly Schiffwell has her wings. Roderick Redline, he can completely disguise himself. And Finn can do that too, but a little more high tech. He can actually, he has a holographic suit, which is pretty cool. And I guess he uses that, he gives it to Mater, and that's how Mater gets all those cool variants in the movie. But even his side view mirrors, which are here instead of where they normally would be, I guess that's how Aston Martins were. But even they have little screens on them for Finn to see, which is cool. Even that's like a grappling hook, this little thing right here. It grabs, I guess he uses that quite a few times in the oil rig scene. But yeah, of course he does have a mouth plate, unfortunately. This is an original 2011 Finn, I believe. But like I said, it's really only this one and the 2016 one. There's not many others. He even has his own logo on his hood, McMissile. I love that logo. Nice little mustache grill. Resembles a mustache, kind of. trying to think of other cool little things he has. Little gadgets. He does have like an oil thing that can spill oil onto the back too. I forgot about that. And of course, some of the coolest ones is his ability to swim and turn into a full-on submarine, basically. This is his hydrofoil version, which is really cool. His tires get... Actually, I forget in the movie. I think his tires, yeah, they get all covered up. I don't know, this never really made sense. I don't think a car can be submerged in water and still be okay, but whatever. But it's cool. It's a cool little thing that Finn can do. And of course, this submarine version, which is possibly even better, but of course it's pretty inaccurate. There was one called Finn McMissile with breather, which is more accurate because it has the larger fins in the back, and it has the mouth breather, because Finn wouldn't be able to breathe underwater without that breather. We all know that. But yeah, he can just get out of any situation, really, with his gadgets and gears. Maybe we'll do full-on reviews for these versions of Finn one time in the future, but today I just wanted to do classic Finn. And we even have the newest one I got. This is the Palace Chaos, or the Palace Danger Finn McMissile, but this isn't really like a different gadget. This is just Finn with a large mouth, a ginormous mouth, and he's made from Thailand, so he's pretty different from the original one. Much more accurate color. Nicer looking wheels, I would say. I love the color on this one. And he has the correct, the black and silver logo instead of the blue one, which is inaccurate. It just looks much better. And it doesn't have a mouth plate, which is nice. No plastic mouth plate in the way. And no plastic bumper plate either, because Mattel sure like to cheap out on Finn. The breather, then all the mouth plates and the bumper plates. But anyways, yeah, I prefer this one. And I'm pretty sure that Thailand's going to be making a new variant of the regular Finn McMissile this year. I would say if they do, we're not really sure if it's the regular one or it's just Palace Danger again, but I think it's hopefully it's the regular version, because it would be a new variant. And if it is, that's a good, it might even have a new expression, which would be cool, because the mini racer that came out about a year ago had a brand new expression. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's fine. Basically just like his mouth is more open instead of just a smile, just his teeth, so I think it's actually pretty nice. And I wouldn't mind it getting translated onto a 1/55 scale diecast. I think that'd be pretty cool. But anyways, let's go get out some other spies and see how he looks with them. So yeah, right from the beginning of Cars 2, we know that Finn McMissile had a teammate, and that is of course Leland Turbo. I don't have him as a diecast because he's pretty rare, but yeah, we just have, I have everyone else though, pretty much, so we can show them at least. Obviously, Leland Turbo, if you don't know, he's that red car, very similar looking to Finn, but like a dark red. And of course he actually dies in Cars 2, because he gets caught, I guess, by Grem and Acer, I believe, or some of the Lemons. It's never really specified how it happens, but I don't know, they capture him and they turn him into a cube. It's pretty bad. But hopefully Leland gets a release eventually, a re-release. I don't know. Mattel doesn't seem like they've been interested in creating Cars 2 diecast in recent years. They really focused on Cars 3. A lot of next gens, a lot of Thunder Hollow cars, stuff like that. And a lot of boring stuff like Radiator Springs cars. A lot boring, but and then a lot of Piston Cup racers, of course. But the only Cars 2 releases they usually do nowadays are World Grand Prix racers, stuff like that, which is definitely a little more boring. But it seems like now things are ramping up. Cars 3 is getting older, and now it seems like Cars 2 is kind of taking the front seat again, which is really nice to see as they release more and more Cars 2 diecast, because we already know Holly Shifwell and Finn, and once again we're not sure what version of Finn, but one of them will be released next year. After losing Leland though, Finn is pretty upset. He's pretty shocked to see his friend gone, and his partner. We never really get to see them, but at least he gains a partner in Holly Shifwell, who was previously only in diagnostics, I guess she says, wasn't really a field agent, but Finn kind of trains her, and throughout Cars 2, she kind of learns to be one, and she is a very good one throughout the movie, obviously. And she has a lot of cool gadgets too. She has her electromagnetic, or electro-shock device, I guess, taser basically. Of course, she has her wings. I wish I had that variant. So, she's a flying car, basically. And Holly was actually just released this year, as well as that Palace Danger Finn. But she had a new variant. Holly always gets new variants. So, I'm wondering if for 2023 release, as a single, we'll find out soon. Maybe that'll be a new variant as well. But yeah, other than Holly, I wouldn't say this is really Finn's partner, but he does come across, well, actually, he never meets him. This is the American spy. Obviously, Holly's from the UK as well. And she's much younger than Finn, that's for sure. And here's Raw Dark Redline. Definitely a little younger than Finn, but still not too young. He's obviously based off a Ford Mustang and a Dodge Charger. I love Raw Dark Redline. He's another one. Never seen another release after Cars 2. Just a one-time thing. I don't get it. I don't know why they do that with so many characters from Cars 2. And they're pretty main characters, too. They're not just background characters. Like, I don't get it. But, anyways, he's obviously the American spy who also dies in Cars 2. I know, it's a pretty graphic, a violent movie at some points. But, of course, he gets tortured by the camera from the Lemons. Is pretty bad. But, of course, also, Finn kind of befriends Mater in Cars 2. And Mater basically becomes a spy. He doesn't really use that much after Cars 2, but, you know, throughout the movie, it's cool to see Mater in a different way that we never would have got to see in Cars 1 or Cars 3. He's completely sidelined in Cars 3, so I don't like that at all. He's not treated like a very main character. A lot of people find him annoying, but I don't know, I don't. I just find him fun and energetic throughout the movie. And, I don't know, maybe it's a bit of nostalgia, but I think it's also, I just really do love the story. I love the characters. Can't believe I almost forgot Finn's French informant, Tombe, the three-wheeled lemon, I guess. He's such a cool car. I love Tombe. Once again, another car never released again. Actually, no, that's not true. Tombe was released in the Paris Parts Market series, along with Finn. And he was in a couple 2-packs with Finn as well. Or 1 2-pack, I think, in 2011. I mean, I'm saying he's only released in 2011, Finn. But technically, I guess 2012 also, because Cars 2 kind of took over both years, I guess, in the main line. And then 2013 came back to the main line type of thing. Mixing the two movies together. But Tombe is a very cool car. He kind of acts as like Finn's, I guess, informant is what he is. And basically just kind of gives Finn details, updates about, I guess, the mission he's on, the secret agent. I never, like the secret mission, I guess. I just never understood why he's so secretive about it then. Like, if Finn and him are buddies, they're working together, why did he just try to escape him? I never understood that. But then again, I don't know much about spy movies or anything like that, other than Cars 2. It's full of action. I think that's why I like it. But with that, I don't think I have anything else to show for Finn McMissile. I'm really hoping he gets a release. His regular version gets released in 2023. But if not, of course, I guess it wouldn't be horrible to see the Palace Chaos or Palace Danger version again. I really think it's time we get a regular version of Finn now. That would require a fully new model, though, because this one, of course, doesn't have a melt plate, so that means it's a whole new mold. So, I don't know, that would require a little more work on Mattel's part, but, I mean, Finn is a main character. He should get released, I think, every year. He should be like Jackson Storm. If Jackson Storm can still get released every year, why can't Finn? Why can't Holly? So, hopefully, I'm hoping that that's kind of what happens here, when we get him year after year type of thing. It would be kind of nice. But anyways, I think, yeah, that's all I have for today. Halfway to Christmas now, and if you missed it, the car in the background of today's video was, of course, Professor Z, who was obviously the main villain of Cars 2. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for day 7. I don't even know who it's going to be yet. I have a few picked out, but there's still spaces left. No one seems to be giving more suggestions, though, so we'll see who we do tomorrow. Not another blue car, though. We've been doing too many blue cars. Anyways, no, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the Cars Garage.